everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about my GRE at home experience. I took my GRE this 21st December 2020 and I'm going to be sharing my experience of the exam in this video. So let's get started. So once you've registered for the exam, the ATS will be sending you an email through which you can log into your ProctorU account. And ProctorU is basically the one which is going to be monitoring you during the exam. So once you've logged into your ETS account, just read through the identification requirements and the test procedures for the testing. Along with that, you will have the upcoming test that you've booked right here, and every other requirement you have for the test will be given here. Once you've registered for the exam, there will be an email sent to your email ID by the ETS so that you can log into your ProctorU account. So this ProctorU account will have your test displayed here, and there will be a timer ticking which shows the remaining amount of days you have and the hours and the time. And make sure you test your equipments. Your camera will be checked, your speaker, your microphone, your internet speed and the system requirements for the test. Okay, now the testing is done. Now the camera is working fine, the microphone is okay, the system requirements are okay. But here it shows my internet speed is not sufficient, and the test is basically the download speed is not enough. But in reality, the test is more than sufficient. I've got a really good download speed. But sometimes this is not able to detect the speed that your internet is running in. So what do you do at that time? You can go to Need Help, fill in your details, chat with a live representative. As a technical support log me in rescue, they're going to basically take control of your mouse, and they'll also ask you to run a test online, like a speed test of your internet, and once that's cleared, they're going to manually let you take the exam. So do not panic. You can even if you have any of these issues, you can actually address this there and they'll fix it for you. So let's move ahead. If you're taking the test, you might be aware that there won't be any external calculators allowed. There'll be a virtual calculator given to you in the exam. So obviously that's not there, and in this particular case you don't even have papers allowed. So you'll have to use a whiteboard. The recommended size is 8" by 10". This is pretty much that. But if you get something little larger than this, that's fine as well. They'll allow you to take the test. Make sure you have a whiteboard marker. Make sure you have 2 of them in case, and also a duster, anything to just wipe off whatever you've written on it. And along with that, make sure you don't have any Bluetooth devices. A wireless mouse is fine, but nothing, basically your ears have to be visible all the time. You cannot have any devices plugged in. And about the ID requirements, look into the ETS websites. You'll get to know what kind of IDs are allowed. And I used my passport, and let's get into what exactly happened on the testing. Make sure you've downloaded the ETS online test browser, because this is where you're going to be giving the test. The proctor is going to log it on your behalf, and then he'll allow you to take your test on this browser. And remember, this is going to be full screen, and if you want to talk to the proctor, you have to press the Windows key on the Windows laptop, and then you can actually chat with the proctor. So on the test day, you cannot really start the test until the timer which shows on the ProctorU account goes off. So once that is off, you'll have to sit and wait for it to go off, and you'll have 12 minutes to actually check in for the exam. So if you don't check in for the exam within those 12 minutes, your test is going to be cancelled. So make sure you're not late and you sit before the timer goes off. And so once you check in, you'll have a proctor. Basically, you'll just hear a voice. You're not going to be seeing the proctor, wherein they'll be able to see you. So about my experience, first thing they asked me was, how do I pronounce my name? And I don't think it was an American, the accent was very different. So he asked me, how do I pronounce my name? And then he said, Vaishnavi, can I see your ID? I showed my passport. And after that, he took a photograph. He took a photo. And along with that, after that, he asked me to show me the room, all the 4 walls, ceiling, as well as the floor. And then he asked me to use a mirror, like a handheld mirror or my selfie camera of my phone, to show the edges of my laptop. And once I did that, he asked me to put my phone aside, switch it off, and put it aside. And after that, he asked me to show my sleeves, whether I had just to ensure that I didn't have anything. And that's pretty much it. And he also asked me to show the board and all the things I had on my desk. So this was my desk setup on the test day. My Wi-Fi and UPS, and there were things written on the wall, so I put paper on it. So the wall is entirely empty. It's not a problem if you have anything on top, like such details are not necessary. As a painting here, the whole wall is empty. On this side, there are curtains on this side. So if you can't find something like this empty, you can always cover up things so that everything seems quite blank. And with that, he took control of my mouse, logged in my password and my ETS ID, and gave me access to the test. So basically, you cannot really talk to them between the test, I believe. You can press your Windows key on a Windows laptop. I'm not aware how it works on the iOS system. So you can just press your Windows key, and there'll be a small chat box which opens up, and that's how you can chat with your proctor. My chat box popped up, and proctor asked me, my video wasn't visible, so he wanted control of my mouse. So basically, before he takes control of the mouse, he asks your permission. So once you say, okay, sure, go ahead, what he did was took control of it, made some basic settings, and he got that fixed. In between, after 3 sections, you have 10 minutes break. A screen pops up which tells you that you can actually go outside and come before the 10 minutes gets over. I tried to talk to the proctor, telling that, first I was asking them whether I can go out. Then I thought maybe I should just leave. It's not a problem since the instructions on the screen. So I just typed into the chat that I'll be leaving and visiting the washroom and coming back. So I did that. I was back in 2 minutes or so. And that's pretty much it. If you've taken the break, there's an option whether you want to take the break, or otherwise you can continue with the test. And after you've taken the break, once you come back, you'll have to show your ID again. And I think my proctor changed later. It was a lady after the break. So basically, don't worry if the proctors keep changing. So I showed my ID, and she again logged in my ID and my password and gave me access to the test again, and I continued with the test. So no big deal, it's nowhere an issue, as long as you've got all the requirements correct, as long as you have the setup properly. So after the exam, your raw score pops up, and also you get 4 universities to report your scores to. So you can choose to do that. It's quite simple. And this is pretty much what I had through the exam. There were no other issues. It's no big deal. It's going to be very comfortable. I believe it was pretty comfortable because it was the same space I was used to studying in. I was very used to the space. So I was pretty comfortable throughout the whole process. So I think it's going to be fine. If you have any specific questions regarding the test day, or if you're apprehensive on any particular aspect, I think I pretty much addressed everything. But if there is anything else, please do comment on this video, and I'll answer what I can. And I hope this was helpful, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. If you found this helpful, please do subscribe to my channel and hit like, and comment on how you felt about this, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.